Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is your Black Diamond TV. Today we are not celebrating, we are not jubilating, we are not congratulating, because definitely we come with some very sad news. The week and the end of the month of November has hit us hard, as we have lost more than 50 people in a landslide in Damas Yaounde, Cameroon. Now, these people were said to have gathered for a funeral around the neighborhood. So they gathered there, they had canopies there, they had some discussion time just very close to for those of us who are familiar with that area. We always know that there are always we have spots that have heaps of ground, heaps of soil that are hanging somewhere, and it's always very easy for this ground to fall off because they are not protected, they are not covered, they are just fresh hanging there. And since there are a lot of construction projects going on around there, sometimes people get this ground, they buy it for their constructions. Now these people were actually gathered there for this funeral, and the unfortunate happened. Now this is the kind of situation that we say, you leave your house and you go to your own funeral, you go to your own end without you even knowing, without knowing that this is what is going to happen to you. Now we live in a world that we live in a time when we just have to get ready at all time. You have to be ready at all time, that the Creator might call you at any time, because these are healthy people. They were not even sick, nothing happened to them. They just went for a funeral and ended up being in the mortuary, ended up dead, ended up suffocating under collapsed ground, suffocating under collapsed soil, and dying. It's really sad. It's such a sad situation, and a lot of people are actually looking for, like, sometimes people just leave the house, they don't even tell their loved ones, I'm going to this place, I'm going to this place, and all that, and you end up disappearing. Because from what we gathered, a lot of people are looking for their loved ones, a lot of people who don't even know that their loved ones went to this gathering. Definitely, for those that will not be able to be removed from under the ground, I just pray they succeed in removing everybody under that ground. It's so sad, it's so terrible. We are at the festive season, and most often we always get a lot of terrible news around this festive season. The kind of terrible news, like so many people dying. We had the Ezeka train incident, we had the Bangapungo incident, all at the same time, and now we are losing more than 50 again in this unforeseen and unfortunate landslide situation. It's really sad, and it's like this is not happening. So how many families will actually be mourning again? How people will be mourning again, crying? I mean, just, oh God, it's really pathetic. It's really sad. We just, sometimes you don't even know how to say rest in peace to healthy people who had so much life in them, planning on living their best lives ahead, and then they just have this life cut off in the twinkle of an eye. Like nothing happened. 1 minute you are alive, healthy and strong, and the next minute you are covered under the ground, struggling to survive. You can't survive. At the end of the day, you suffocate and you die because you can't even breathe on that day. This also serves as a lesson to many of us who neglect a lot of things, and we don't even look at certain things, in as much as we want to think about the negative things, that, oh, this thing can happen and it is not going, this place is not safe for me because this thing can happen. I don't understand how you be standing beside a pile, a hill of ground, and you feel very safe, no matter how it is, no matter how we don't want to think of the negative things, we don't want to think of those kind of things that are scary. You just have to be careful. Because I remember sometime passing around that area, I looked at that ground, I was like, I looked at a pile, there was a pile there, and there was a lorry and how do they call it, they were digging and putting ground on this lorry to transport maybe to wherever they need to transport it. And I was like, this thing is even dangerous even for the people walking there, because if this ground collapse, those are the kind of consciousness we are supposed to have from time to time. Because if they were so conscious about where they were sitting, they wouldn't even be seated there. But most often we neglect a lot of things because we don't want to think about the negative. Sometimes you don't think about the negative because you want to think about the negative. You think about the negative because you want to keep yourself safe from the unseen, from the unknown, from danger. You want to keep yourself safe. If we don't pray for things to happen like that, but now that it has happened, if we were a little bit conscious of where we were standing or where we were seated or where we were gathered, definitely the landslide couldn't have met us. But as they say, we don't know tomorrow. No one knows, and you don't even know when danger will befall you. You don't even know when an accident will occur. But we can be careful, and we can definitely prevent ourselves from getting into such accidents that are so disastrous. More than 50 lives just lost like that. More than 50 people just disappeared like that in the twinkle of an eye. I mean, the whole quarter. Just consider the fact that we live in a quarter, in an area you see your people every day, and in the twinkle of an eye you are about to go bury more than 50 people you see every day. It's so traumatizing. Like, I just feel their pain. Even the people living in this area, I feel their pain. I feel how traumatized they are to really wake up one evening and realize that you have lost more than 50 people, 50 people around you, 50 people, I mean. And for those who are not at home right now, just make sure you check and recheck your loved ones. We know how funerals are in Africa. You go to sympathize with the people. You don't need to be invited. You just need to go there, sympathize with them, especially if you knew the person who passed on, guys. We just have to say, we just have one thing to say. May the souls of the departed rest in perfect peace. Condolences to all the bereaved families. Condolences to all those who have lost their loved ones. Condolences to all the inhabitants of Damas. It's really a sad situation, but at this point now, there is nothing we can do. We just have to say condolences to you all. Be strong, take heart as we continue praying for each and every one of us still living, that we'll be more careful with our lives and live right, so that even if we have to go in this manner, we are not going to go as sinners. I'll just leave us with a little video I got from the incident, and then until my next upload, guys, you just have to be strong. Sad, but there is nothing we can do about it right now.